Dear students, now we are going to discuss features of the next class of kingdom fungi, and that is Ascomycetes. The Ascomycetes members are also known as sac fungi. Why the sac word is there? Because in their life cycle, means when they are going to reproduce sexually, in that phase they will form a sac-like structure or the bag-like structure. That's why they are known as sac fungi. So now have a look what are their general features. First of all, let's find out what type of mycelium or their hyphae, how it looks under the microscope. So when we are going to study the structure of their hyphae, you can see that they are having this filamentous body is having the cross wall in between, means the septa are there. This means this hyphae is septate in nature, which has divided this whole of the filament into different segments. Having in each partition or segment, you can see that there is a nucleus. And this hyphae is also having a branch, means the members of Ascomycetes have septate and branched filaments or the hyphae. You can call them the multicellular forms also. But there are some exceptional cases like the yeast. Actually, yeast is this is the exceptional case in whole of the kingdom fungi. The only unicellular forms, the yeast, are belonging to this class Ascomycetes. Now let's study about their lifestyle. They can be parasites, means they can depend upon the living host for absorption of their nutrition, and they can be coprophilous. Coprophilous means they are going to derive their nutrition from the dung. They are growing on dung and they will release some enzymes to absorb the nutrition. They can be saprotrophs also or saprophs. Saprotrophs, you know that they grow on dead and decaying matter like leaves, dead leaves, bark of the trees or the branches, or any animal body, dead and decaying organic matter. That is the source of these members. That's why they are known as saprotrophs. Now let's talk about the type of reproduction they are possessing. If I am going to quote the example of this yeast, yeast is unicellular form and it is going to reproduce mostly by asexual method, and that is by budding process. But in case of the multicellular forms, two types of reproductions are observed, the asexual and sexual means. First of all, let's have a look the asexual type of reproduction. I am going to give you example of, this is actually a mycelium having these reproductive structures going on. This mycelium is of the penicillium. The penicillium is a very important fungi because we extract an antibiotic from the penicillium, that is penicillin. This penicillin is used to kill the bacterial or to kill the bacteria which is growing in the body of the organisms. And this structure, this is the multicellular or the septate hyphae, branched hyphae. So when this fungus is going to reproduce by asexual method, it will grow vertical structures like this. This is a stalk, and then this stalk will again get branched and produce specialized structure. Here I have written here the stigmata. In case of penicillium, these flask shaped structures, stigmata, are produced. Now this stigmata, suppose I am drawing here the flask shaped structure stigmata. Actually this is a cell which has taken this shape. Now this cell will start pinching off the spores, round structures. It will start pinching off or producing its tip, at its tip, this small round structure. These round structures are known as conidia. This conidia and this is going to form a chain of conidia here. You can see this conidiospores, you can say, and this stalk is known as conidiophore. So this chain of conidia, how they are going to form? They are, because of pinching off of the tip of this stigmata, they are produced by exogenous method, or they are produced by the stigmata exogenously. They are not inside any structure, they are actually extracted from the tip of this cell. That's why we can call them the asexual spores are exogenously produced spores. But if we compare it with this sexual mode of reproduction, you can see that here I have drawn the septate and branched mycelium. This is case of, you can quote the case of here the neurospora. This is neurospora, and this neurospora is in when it is going to reproduce sexually, it will produce a sac-like structure. Means how this sac-like structure is going to be produced? Suppose this is the cell having two nuclei. Dikaryon phase is there. First of all, let's draw a single cell, and then it is going to fuse during sexual reproduction. This fusion will make the content of two cells to mix with each other. Plasmogamy is the first event. Plasmogamy means only fusion of the cytoplasm is going to take place, and we will have two nuclei in the single cell. Means this is the dikaryon phase. This dikaryon phase here will lead to then next step, that is karyogamy. Means now these two nuclei are going to fuse, and this is the karyogamy. Means it is a diploid nucleus which is result of fusion of the two nuclei which were belonging to two different type of cells. Now we are having this cell with diploid zygote. This diploid cell will produce this sac-like structure which is known as ascus, and in this diploid cell there will be meiotic divisions or reductional divisions, and this container-like structure, the ascus, the bag-like structure, will then hold four haploid nuclei first, and then they will be covered by thick wall, and they will behave as ascospores. Sometimes they are four in nature, but many of the species again undergo means when there will be division, this zygote will undergo the meiotic division. It is going to form four haploid microspores or the ascospores. This ascospores will then further divide to form again a row of four haploid ascospores. Means sometimes the species can have 8 ascospores here. So this is a chain of ascospores. Now what is difference? But I want to tell you the different type of mode of their spore formation. In asexual reproduction, what we have seen that the spores are produced exogenously. Means they was cutting off the small round structure from this tip of this cell. But what is going on here? Here the spores are produced inside this specialized structure that you are calling the ascus. Ascospores are produced endogenously. This is the main difference. So you can write here that the type of, they possess both the type of reproduction, sexual and asexual. If they are going to reproduce asexually, they will reproduce by exogenously produced spores, and when they are going to reproduce sexually, then they will produce the spores but endogenously. Okay, I have quoted some examples also here, like Aspergillus, which is uh, which is a saprotype of fungus, and this can be you can see it to we can see it growing on the surface of jams or the leather or citrus fruits. The aspergillus is there, and it also vary in its colors. Penicillium, as I have told you, that it is the fungus from which we obtain a very special chemical, that is the penicillin, the antibiotic. Then there is another fungus, claviceps. This claviceps is responsible for a disease, ergot of rye. This is a parasitic fungus actually, which is responsible for this disease, ergot of rye. Then the Neurospora capsule, which I have also shown here in this diagram, which is known as pink bread mold, and this fungus is used in fungal studies in various types of experiments which are related to genetics and biochemistry. Means for biochemical and genetic studies, this fungus is utilized. And then the Saccharomyces means our yeast, unicellular fungus, yeast. This yeast is also have economic importance. Yeast is utilized in bakery industries, means it is also known as the baker's yeast, and it is also known as brewing yeast because it is also used in production of alcohol. The beverages like wine, beer, they are produced by growing this yeast or this fungus Saccharomyces in the brewing industry. So these are the general features of these fungi members which are belonging to the class Ascomycetes. And I hope this lecture is clear to you.